Boom.
A
We need like a theme song or something.
Oh
Or
snap!
we do need a theme song.
yeah, we need
Yo,
like
Hmm?
what's up?
congratulations, Donovan! If you ever watch
Oh
this,
yeah, you
that's
got
dope.
engaged.
Who?
Uh,
That is so dope.
Who's Donovan?
Donovan. I forget his last name.
Donovan McLean.
McLean.
I
He's
still
got
don't
a.
know.
He's a drummer, uh, choir director,
Everything.
music director.
Donovan does
Yeah,
everything.
he's a good dude.
Wait, should I know who he is?
You've seen him.
You know,
Once again, for anyone watching, I'm horrible with names. If I haven't said your name or heard your name in a long time, I've forgotten what it was. So, Donovan, I apologize. If you ever see this, congratulations.
also
Uh,
congratulations, Alexis. Is
Also
working out
engaged.
for
oh,
her.
yeah. All right.
Engaged.
Well, all right. So before we get into all the congratulations,
Tis the season.
before we get into all the congratulations, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in for another week. For another week of y'all not ready for that conversation. I am Lawrence White,
I'm your boy Chris Theodat.
I'm Ariel Chanel.
and this is the last episode of this year. Hey, Candace, thank you for joining us. We see you in there early.
No,
Yeah,
we
this
know
is
we
gonna be the
late.
last. Huh? Oh
And
yeah,
no,
yeah,
we
we
late.
late. Um, I'm pretty sure it's probably like a case of what was it? What they call it? Senioritis. You know, we know it's gonna be the last one of the year, so our minds just aren't on doing anything.
Gotta be
So
quiet.
so yeah, we're just gonna kick it. Uh, you know, talk some trash. Just do how we normally do. So if you have any questions, if there's anything that you wanted to talk about or you want to hear us talk about, let us know. Um, I heard it's about to be real snowy real soon.
He was just on that. See, he was just on that.
It's about to be crazy. I knew it was gonna snow, but I didn't know how crazy it was gonna be.
Yo, like it's like the meteorologists are on Facebook Live now talking about, hey, yo,
They're on Facebook like, fam,
like, hey,
get home,
right,
get get there and stay there.
like figure this out.
Yo, but Monday
Go.
was the okie doke because the weather report was saying it was going to snow on Monday. It did say it was going to snow the rest of this week too. But
Mhm.
Monday when I woke up, it was like Gotham gloomy, and I was like, "Ooh, it's about to be bad." It coughed up 2 bits of rain. It was like, "Okay, I'm done." And I was like,
Wait, you talking about yesterday?
"Yeah."
Yeah, it
At
is.
least where I'm at, I'm not in Boston, so it could just be that Rhode Island's on another
Well,
one.
no, I just realized. Well, one, I forgot that yesterday was Monday,
Yes, 'cause
and
forgot today was
and two,
Tuesday.
yeah, forgot today was Tuesday,
Oh,
and and three, I don't think I looked outside once yesterday.
Yeesh.
I
Like,
couldn't help it because I need the light from outside because my apartment, clearly, as you can see with all the wood paneling, is super dark. And it's very possible that all my light bulbs are out, but that's another story for another day. So it's just really dark in here. So I need the light from outside. And it just looked like midnight all day yesterday.
well, the good thing about snow is when it stops snowing, the sun is going to reflect the light off the snow into your apartment,
Mhm.
and it's going to shine in a way you've never experienced.
Yes, thus illuminating your life.
Yes.
Yes. Lizzie, Candace said she just got back. Welcome back, Candace.
Wait, back from where? You quarantining?
You back just in time.
What a
Uh,
moment.
she moved out of state.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, I don't want. I'm not trying to put her business out there,
okay. I handle business. Handle
but yeah,
business.
welcome back. You came back just in time to shovel.
Facts.
Oh,
Shovel off 15.
Yeah.
it's supposed to bring the warmth with you. Yeah. It was
All right.
warm Sunday. That was Sunday that it was like freakishly warm, right?
No, Saturday.
Yeah,
We're all over the place with dates today and this week, huh?
Yeah.
so we don't
Saturday
know.
was only what, like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, let's not keep
Actually,
talking
no,
about this because
Sunday
we're
was
gonna
warm
make
too.
ourselves look really bad.
Sunday,
Right.
no, Sunday was warm.
Sunday was
was
warm.
too. Sunday was
Oh.
like 60 something degrees.
'Cause I was
Sunday
out
was
in
another day that I don't think I looked outside.
I was out in a hoodie and I was like, yo, what is going on?
But that's why I thought it was gonna snow really bad on Monday, because I know usually the weather will go up and then like you get smacked in the face.
Right.
The weather does this. It goes up because it's drawing his hand back, and it's like
Comes down.
right on you.
All right, let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this question real quick. So, like I said, and I guess we can call it pre-production. I do have a couple of questions that I was thinking about asking you guys later. Hey Phoebe, what's going on? Phoebe said Sunday was a great day.
Yes,
It
because
was.
Monday was Phoebe's birthday. Happy belated birthday, Phoebe.
Oh
Woo!
yeah, happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Mhm.
Yeah, she just said because it was my birthday.
Mhm.
But yes, I have a couple of questions. I'm actually gonna save those. Probably get back to those later. But a question that just popped in my head is, and I guess I'll preface it with this: like, this is what episode 19, I think it is.
I didn't even put it in the title this week because
I know. I just looked.
asking.
I just looked for for an alley oop, and there was none.
I got tired of asking. I was like, I don't know. We already started late.
I'm that right now. I was that dude on the basketball court that you see just jumping, and you don't realize, what was supposed to happen wasn't happening.
Right.
In your mind, you're like, "Fam's just jumping for no reason."
Like
I'm just like, no alley.
Like pick and roll, give and go.
But yeah. So this is what episode 19. I think we started back in August.
Mm-hmm.
No, July, because the topic was August. And his birthday.
July.
Yeah, his birthday came up next.
Hilarious.
Excuse me. So yeah, we've talked about a few different things. We talked about some church stuff, some man stuff, some woman stuff, some political stuff. What is something that you guys may have wanted to talk about that we didn't get to?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Phoebe said that she was still in Iowa at the time, so it had to be July.
That is true.
Shout out to Iowa. I'm just gonna start shouting out random stuff.
Shout out
to San Francisco too.
Shout out to Zoom.
Oh yeah, Zoom holding us down.
Hey. I don't think there was anything I wanted to talk about that we didn't get to. I think that like each topic we did was like super different and it had its own little like thing to it. So I'm cool. I think we can tackle a lot more topics later, but a lot of our topics are like fleeting because social media and all that good stuff. So I think we talked about everything that we needed to in the time that we needed to do it.
Excuse me. Yeah. That's definitely Phoebe said, "Do not shout out to Iowa." All right, my bad.
I take it back.
All right, quiet in, right. Whisper in, whisper into Iowa.
Right, we unshout out Iowa.
Let me see. Candace said, "Family toxicity, and breaking generational curses."
Nah, Candy, you went our Sunday mornings.
No, I think family toxicity. Actually, I was gonna say something to what you said. So let me say that first. But yeah, like doing so. So the three of us, we had this conversation. excuse me, not too long ago between ourselves, but I think for everyone watching, if they haven't figured it out or if they didn't know, the kind of the point behind why I wanted to do this show with you guys is to talk about some of like some actual serious conversations. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be like on something negative. So like family toxicity, breaking generational curses. I think those are two topics that we should and can get to later because I want to make sure they get their full their full thing. And so even though we like our first episode started because of Jada Pinkett and her entanglement situation,
Some family
like
toxicity.
toxicity for sure. um, but just because we started with that, like my intention behind that conversation had more to do with some of the underlying things and not the what was just happening in the moment.
Right.
But what we end up having with stuff like that is like if you don't talk about something like right when it happens, nobody cares
Right.
afterwards.
It gets stale.
You know what I'm saying? So like I remember like we had a really good conversation like between us and like everyone that was watching. Um, but I know that if we had tried to set it up and then do it the following week, nobody would have cared. You know what I'm saying? Because we would have heard about it, excuse me, so much from all these other places that by the time you get back to it, it's like whatever. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, family toxicity and breaking generational. I keep want to say general, but generational curses are two really good topics. Ariel, is there something you wanna? Or was there something that you may have wanted to talk about that we never got to?
Yeah, dinosaurs.
That's right. That was one of the things that we said we would get back to.
I was I was joking. I was that's not something I was.
Well,
We
no,
definitely
like
gotta get back to it.
yeah, like as
But
soon
we
as you
never
said
got
it,
back to the dinosaurs.
yeah, as soon as you said
So
it, I was like, I remember. Chris, were you the one that brought it up?
Dinosaurs.
No.
it was the other Chris. It was my brother. It was a question he
Oh,
posed.
that's right. That was one of the questions that he had sent in.
Mhm.
And so we ran out of time and we mentioned it and we was like, yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
And that was the last time we did an episode like that.
Yeah. So 2021, we're talking dinosaurs and aliens and all that jazz.
Like no, there's some real like interesting deep stuff we can get into in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something I've thought of, and I know it wouldn't, we wouldn't talk about it tonight, obviously, but a conversation that I think would be a deeper one that I think needs to be had is a sexuality in the church conversation.
Okay.
Because you said what?
Is it okay?
Yeah, like because
I feel like didn't we kind of cover something like that?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe something. Okay.
I don't think so.
Can't
But it's just
I can't think of it. I can't think of anything that we did.
Okay.
like just especially within. I know we didn't touch on it when it happened, but with the walls group stuff going on and all that other kind of things, like it's just conversations that are always like you have the like, oh, we support you, but then we don't talk about it. Like we wouldn't have to have a, but we're not gonna go there today. So that's just it's a conversation. We're gonna have it. It's gonna come up. But
We're not ready for that conversation.
yeah,
Like literally, we need some research.
we gotta put it on the list. So I think that's one that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I think one of our friends a few months ago had made a post about that, you know, and what uh we were taught younger as far as like sexuality was concerned, and not even just on some right and wrong stuff. It was just period, just lack of understanding.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm.
Excuse me. So yeah, so like that is a topic that another one that we want to get to,
Mm.
but you know that's also one of those like, you know, I want to have someone there with us,
Yeah,
like,
that's why I
you know what I'm
said
saying?
definitely one we'd have to get to, where we can bring on other people and it
Yeah.
can be like a panel, bring on
Yeah.
the whole gambit because especially within the church, we don't talk about it, but clearly, what's it called? It's a thing.
Yeah.
Human beings.
I definitely want to explore like, really deep dive into other faith and religions,
Mm-hmm.
because that's kind of a like I had a conversation with a brother today. Was it today? Either today or yesterday, talking about the origin of man, and man, their theory is interesting. So
Do you know what his belief system, like,
he
not?
is he is a Muslim belonging to the Nation of Islam. So they have their own like set of beliefs and teachings and whatnot. So it's like it's very interesting, and how he broke down who Adam and Eve were, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I always find like people's logic behind stuff like that and like interesting,
Mm,
like just in general. But I usually don't ask them the questions. Like, I'd rather find an expert and talk to someone who probably knows a little bit more than them. Because just like, you know, same thing as talking to, you know, a few Christians, a lot of times we just repeat answers that we've been given our whole lives. We don't really understand. We just know the talking points,
right.
you know. So instead of just getting those talking points and being like, all right, well, I still have questions that you can't answer. Let me go find someone that actually knows. But yeah, I think so. I think something like that would be interesting.
It would.
I always found religions interesting in general. Like every chance I had in school to be in a class, like a world religions kind of class, I always did it. So yeah, that would be dope.
I'm actually mad at myself whenever I think back on college and like the glaring classes. It's like if you would have just made this your major, you probably would have come out on top. Like world religion is one of them. So I will ace those classes. It'd be like
Yeah,
religion, sociology, and music. Like all those classes I would ace. The classes for my major, I'm like, but I just
That's
struggled through anyways. But that's a whole another conversation for another day.
like, that's funny.
Why is Ariel the way she is? Y'all not ready for that conversation.
Oh no, no, I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
um, what'd you say?
Mm,
Oh, sorry. I would say for myself, and this kind of goes with what Ariel was just saying about well, not so much the sexuality thing, but you had mentioned Daryl Walls um, in your answer,
mhm.
and my thing with stuff like that, um, the same with the Jada Pinkett stuff. Like, I don't want to focus on what happened. I want to have a conversation about the overarching things surrounding it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want to excuse me, I don't want to end up being like another one of those like gossip.
You don't want to be
You know,
Larry Reed live?
we didn't have to bring his name into it.
He is the gospel gossip man. Like,
That's funny.
He
you are
is.
gospel gossip. Everybody
He
knows
is. Shout out to Larry Reed.
Larry.
Shout out to Gossip.
Shout
Oh,
out to Gossip.
I told you I'm shouting out random stuff. Shout out to Going Live.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
But
Shout out to computers.
Yeah, shout out to Mac, whoever Mac was.
Right.
Huh?
Miss Mary Mac?
Her too.
Macintosh.
Yeah. But but yeah, so I was saying, like, I don't want to do so much on like gossipy stuff, but someone, and I can't remember who it was, but someone had brought up what's that dude's name? He's shaped like an egg.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man.
Are you talking about
He's shaped like Robotnik.
Are you talking about John Gray?
Yes. No disrespect. Shout out to him.
Oh.
Shout out to Big Men wearing skinny jeans.
Oh, no. Not Dr. Robotnik. Oh, no.
Have you seen that man, like, in real life?
Yes.
Wearing skinny jeans?
Yes.
With his whole big self? No disrespect?
Not Dr. Robotnik. Yes. Oh.
Now I want to draw an egg with, like, legs.
I don't know why you brought up that man's name.
Well, no, because, all right, so here's the thing. This dude has been, he's been in the social medias, like.
In the social medias?
Yeah, I was going to say in the news, but he's not really in the news. But he's in the social medias. Like, for cheating, mad times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not even this year, but I want to say his name came back up like 2 or 3 times this year. Right? And Phoebe says shout out to H2O.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely shout out to H2O. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like with him and New York dude, he dresses way too young for his age. Carl Lentz.
Yes. Dude, your descriptions.
Yes.
This is my head, right? These are my brains. This is how I sort people.
Dr. Robotnik. That's just good night, folks. It's been great.
Happy New Year. All right.
No, but I like these dudes. Right? I like these dudes.
How do you talk about people you don't like?
I just don't. I just don't.
Oh.
So these are descriptors that I use in my head to remember people because I don't remember names. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Most people look like animals to me, so usually it's like the one that looks like a walrus.
TD Jakes looks like a Ninja Turtle, so I call him Donatello. You know what I'm saying? And John Gray dresses like a young TD Jakes. So anyway, so you have John Gray, Carl Lentz. There was and I really don't know this dude's name, but it had been found out that his wife was sleeping with the pool boy or something like that, white evangelical dude. And
and then like he kind of just like let it happen type of thing. Yeah,
like he was cool with it.
I know you're talking about. I forget his name too.
I don't remember his name, but I remember his last name was like a big name. Like his father was somebody important.
Yeah.
But he's not.
No.
But just I'm sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
You see it. Yeah, he meant that. But he's not.
But just three examples of like Christian leaders being wild. Like there is a conversation to be had about that, but I just don't know what. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's the point I was trying to get to. So even though like the conversation or the idea behind it, wasn't.
Oh no, it's gonna be called Clergy Gone Wild.
Mm-hmm.
You just named it.
Yep.
But even though, like the main conversation wouldn't be about like these specific people because it was inspired by them. Like it kind of fits in that. Well, we got to talk about it within a certain frame of time frame.
I mean, I think
we lose.
Not really.
Not really. Stuff like that, because stuff happens all the time.
And Falwell. Thank
Falwell. You. Okay.
That was his name, yeah. Phoebe said that conversation's not ready for that conversation.
Hilarious.
I gotta learn people's names before I put them in any conversation.
That's a conversation
I just gotta write their names down and just have. I don't want their names up. I'm not doing that.
You just put it in the docket.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess on a serious note, like those kind of conversations kind of happen, and I feel like it'll be about like leadership power and like the abuse of power and like or the corruption of power and like those type of things. Because you can see like even with like I like Carl Lentz, I like John Gray, but it's like does having having a church or does being in a position where you have to appeal to a certain demographic or appeal in a certain way, does that leave you open and susceptible to transgressions? Like, is that a thing?
That's a good question. I don't have to answer it now.
Right? No. Okay. But that's kind of like where I would see that type of conversation going and how we frame that. Because it's like, it's what happened. Like, people in power are still people, but because they have power and they have access to all this stuff, yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's real good. So January, maybe not January right away, but
right
some of these topics we definitely will be bringing up sooner than later. Candace said, I think it's their faith and character being tested. Yeah, I can agree with that as well. We're all faced with opportunities to prove what we believe.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't.
Subtitle: Are you who you say you are?
We all fall short every once in a blue moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that blue moon is every week.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a difference between falling short and never even leaping in the first place.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Some people be big trash and just be trash.
You said falling short and laying down?
Yeah, falling short, it just Candace said it's like a test. It's like a test, seeing if they remember where they came from and who got them there. Yeah, it's definitely a test.
Knowing that some things ain't for you, and can we say no to the things that ain't for you?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here like, we could either get right into this conversation now, or we can wait.
Hashtag gravity.
Hashtag gravity. All right. Was there any other topics or?
I think as things coming, like I did like the the generational curse. You got me saying general now. I did like the generational curses thing. I did like the the family toxicity, and then she also said Sally Mae and Freddie Mac. I don't want to talk about them. They make me mad.
What's Freddie Mac? I've heard that before.
It's the mortgage one.
Mhm.
Okay. I was gonna say, is that the house one?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Ariel?
Sally Mae's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie is a man's name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I hear Freddie, I think of Different World.
Well, it's kind of unisex.
However, that Mac, Freddie Mac, that's a dude.
That's the dude.
That's a dude. That's an old dude that been chilling on the block with his Mad Dog 2020.
Okay.
Trying to tell you how to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
The people that be stealing our money, stay keeping us broke.
Amen. Listen, I have whole theories or whole opinions on borrowing money, loans, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. You posted something last week.
I've been going in, so
yeah, we might have to write that down too.
So those are some things, man. Like, it's hilarious. Yo, it's funny. I had a preacher one day call mortgages. What do you call it? The death grip. I was like, yeah, that's about right.
You see, I think what the problem is, people that have been given mortgages when they already have proven that they can't afford them, which is what made the market crash.
Yep.
Was it 2007?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's that, and like even like how it's set up. So the thing about it, and it's funny because this is stemming from a music industry conversation, but what they gave you as a standard contract was some foolishness, but they called it a standard contract. So now that the quote unquote standard contract has to change, we're seeing more people opt into like partnerships and contracts and all this stuff. Like when basically a contract was meant to violate you, but they called it standard. It's the same thing. Like and not to go into all of it, but you pay this mortgage, you sign up for this loan, you do all this stuff, and you're paying a lot of money to pay for this loan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more beneficial to the banks than it is to you as a homeowner. 5K and interest. Jesus.
35K.
35K in interest alone.
But see, Otis is a smart dude. Like he's like, I think he's in school again now.
Mm-hmm. Deferment.
I'm not gonna be in school long enough. I was not in school long enough to end up with anywhere near that much,
brother,
debt.
And that's and the interest is just the dent you put in it before you even start paying the loan back. Like, fam.
I had one of my loans was
one of your loans was what?
One of my loans was forgiven like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that loan alone was $85,000.
They're about to make me throw up with these numbers.
That was just one.
See, here's the thing, right? Because even like Phoebe said, her total balance is 6 digits. It's seeing stuff like that that makes me say, God, I thank you that instead of shooting for the stars, I just went to whatever was available. There was no application fee. It was just, yo, we got a school over here. You want to come through? And I was like, it's lit.
Yeah.
That's how I picked my college.
That's terrible.
I was a terrible student. Like, there's one of my good friends, um, went into college at the same time. He went to Howard. I went to Clown College, and and I would talk to him on the phone, and he like I think it was like homecoming weekend. You know, I was sitting outside. You know, it was mad cold. I was chilling because I like the cold, and like I said, it was homecoming weekend. He was down there. You could hear the partying. He was like, "Oh man, it's crazy. I just met such and such." Excuse me. He was like, "Man, I'm doing this. I just did that." I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And in my head, I'm like, I wish I had gone." But if I had gone, I'd be talking about numbers like y'all are talking about. I'm glad I didn't go.
I couldn't do it.
I'm
There's
glad I listen.
there's some things that I definitely would have done differently, but at the same time, like it's one of those things where why do I feel like I'm having deja vu? Like I've said this before in life, but anyways, like if I were to go back and change things in the past, like and be like, oh, if I could go back, I'd do it differently.
Right.
Like it would also alter my future. So
That's true.
therefore, even though I'd like to say, oh, if I could, I'd go back and not do it, like and do it differently. I wouldn't pay all this and that. Like I wouldn't be who I am today if it didn't
Without
happen
it.
the way it happened. So
I agree.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. But then I also think, would that be would that be that bad?
Listen,
I mean,
um,
by the time college came around,
I
I
think
was saved.
I think for me it was more of God's grace because if I had it any other way and if my life didn't go the way it went, I probably would be wild. Like
Yeah, that's true for me as well.
God needed me home.
That is one thing. That is one thing that I'm pretty sure that if I went to a school that had a lot more black people and a lot more people, period, I probably would I would probably have like a 20-year-old child right now.
Yeah.
At least one, maybe three, maybe. uh
oh
Thank
man,
you, God. Thank you, God.
right? You're saving mercies,
God is good.
No.
God is so good.
right? He
Let's
is.
see. Let me see. Otis said most of that debt I took out at like 1920 went to a private school that was 40,000 a year.
Mm.
I don't even think my
Oh,
2.5 years was close to 40,000.
oh,
Um, hold on. I'm cash rolling. Hold on. I'm cash rolling and using grants to pay for my graduate degree.
right. That works.
Oh man. Phoebe said I had a full ride to BU, a tuition waiver for grad school, and got scholarship support for about 50% of my state school engineering degree. I just had a series of unfortunate personal, industrial, and national events. God stay keeping me.
That's
Amen.
real.
She said, I keep the loan balance because I love and value the path I've walked and the life I've lived.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Aw.
And Candace said, oh my goodness. Not sure to what. And Phoebe's laughing, but not sure what she's laughing at.
Yeah.
You
I
not
just,
sure? Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
And
We're just praising God over here. Shout out to God.
you
hey,
missed Candace's other post.
The clown face?
Yes, you have
yeah,
to
the clown college.
for your cloud college.
Yo, for real, low key, I wanted to go to clown college when I was younger.
It looked fun.
I
I
blame
wanted to be a
Disney
clown.
Channel for me.
I should have went to Hamburger U.
So,
Listen, I'd have owned like 4 McDonald's by now.
You know what's funny? I put my head down, but then I remembered I went to Hamburger U.
Did you?
I worked at not Burger King, McDonald's as a second job.
Hmm.
I dog, my hours were crazy. That's why like that whole time of me in Florida was it felt so much longer than what it was because I was always awake.
Hmm.
I think at that time, um, we only had one car, and I would leave it with my ex wife so she could get around. I would get up at 4. I would get up at 4 in the morning, to get ready and catch the first bus by 4:30. Um, the earliest that I could get to my first job on the bus because we were on the complete opposite side of Jacksonville. Jacksonville's the largest city in the state, city in the country land wise. So I would get on the first bus by 4:30 in the morning. I would get off of the bus at my job at 8:30.
That same bus?
No, I took one bus downtown, had to wait for like an hour and some change for the next bus, and then the bus from downtown to my job.
Oh, like, bro, you must be New York.
Pretty much. Um, but yeah, so I had to change my hours like back half an hour because there was absolutely no way I could get to work on time. And so I would I would do that whole thing because since I came in half an hour later, I left half an hour later. Nope, sorry, that's a lie. I just had them take half an hour off my check. Um, I mean off my schedule.
Right.
So then I left from there and then went to McDonald's, where they kept putting me on drive-through. As much as I hated being on drive-through, because I already had a headset on all day at my day job. So to try to keep it like straight in my mind for the times when I'd be exhausted, the microphone would be on this side on the day job, and then at McDonald's the microphone would be on that side. Um, but when they close, you can't just leave. You got to clean up and stuff. And the buses weren't running at the end of the night, so my ex-wife would have to come pick me up. Sometimes I wouldn't get home until 1:30 or 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning,
Right.
and I would sleep. Yeah, and I did it. There was a stretch of time though where I started falling asleep at work. I think one dude, oh man, I fell smooth asleep, like to where I woke up and I had no idea what was going on. I woke up, I woke up and I was like, in my head, I was like, am I on a phone call?
Oh,
Did I answer the phone? And I was like,
no.
Hello?
how you doing? I was like, how you doing, sir? He's like, yeah, you just asked me to hold on for a second. I was like, when was this? I played it off though. I played it off. I played it all the way off. And I was like, oh yeah. Hold on one more moment. I'm still trying to figure that thing out for you. I didn't know what he was calling about.
Right. You gotta look around. Where am I?
Oh,
Yeah. I
Why
woke up and I was in a whole nother world.
Why is there so much red and yellow here?
oh.
There was my morning job, I was in a call center at a place called Converges. And there was a time when I was at work and I answered the phone and I thanked them for calling McDonald's. Um, but and I didn't even know I did it until my manager, like my supervisor, told me because they monitor the calls. Excuse me. And so my supervisor is like sitting like diagonally across the aisle from me, and he's listening to calls, and he like I see him in my little mirror, and he just pauses, it's there, and then looks over his shoulder at me, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, we good? He was like,
Oh.
you just thank this person for calling McDonald's. I was like, oh, did I now? I was like, I didn't do it on purpose. He was like, he was like, I'm gonna have to write you up, right? I was like, hey, I
Yeah.
can't fight it. If you're listening to it, if I did it, I did it.
Oh.
I'm gonna say
so,
this, man. Like you ain't a real one unless you had a call center job.
oh, listen,
Yeah, listen,
a
call
man,
center job.
a
You
call
ain't a
center
real one.
job can be one of the funnest places to
Oh
work
my
at.
gosh.
I mean, my stats were trash at both call center jobs I had,
Hilarious.
but I had so much fun.
Dude, yeah. I had a
I
ball.
had mad fun working that thing. Oh, but so
Mhm.
so my supervisor, he had to finish listening to the call. Dude never realized that I said McDonald's and everything else was perfectly fine, so I didn't get in trouble, didn't have to get written up. But it didn't really make a difference because all my stats were trash in general. um, but my manager knew that I was going through, I was going through a lot at that time, so she was cool.
Oh.
But yeah,
I like my call job because
yeah, and that I'm sorry,
no,
and
go
that
ahead.
McDonald's in the drive-through, I thank them for coming to Convergys or coming
Hilarious.
to GE. That was our project.
Lord Jesus.
I got more stories, but I'm not going to tell them right now. Ariel, what were you saying?
Um. I didn't like my call center job because, well, no, I loved the people at my call center job, but I didn't like the work at my call center job because it was calling. The first one was calling people at the school to ask them to donate money. It was
Yep.
the scholarship. Like,
Yep.
would you like to donate to Pit Fund and blah blah blah? And I'm sitting there like, I don't want to ask these people to do something I don't want to do. Like, and they're like, you're supposed to push and like ask all these questions. I was that
Mhm.
person like, you want to give money? Nope. All right, cool. Click. Like, so
Word back.
that was one of them. And then the other one was doing like research studies for the school of whatever. And it was a lot of the calls are always to these like really old men. And they would always, for some reason, tell me how I sound like a phone sex operator when I'm on the
Because
phone.
you got that midnight magic voice.
It's
The one guy was
sultry.
like, yeah, we could I got a hill we could go rolling if you want to. And I was like, okay, sir.
Hold on,
Um,
hold on 1 second.
so,
Rolling down the hill is a good time to them.
so
How old are these people?
old, sir.
Like,
Old.
I got a wheel we can run down the street behind with a stick.
Like, yeah, like sitting there, and my manager would be like, "You always do such a great job," but like not being phased by them. But on the other side, I'm like, Lord, just get me off this call. Just get me off this call. Yeah, like it's called Blueberry Hill. And I was like, all right. So, in the
Hey.
last 48 hours, have you experienced pain? Yes.
Yeah.
Get through
Call
these
center job.
questions. Like, oh, your voice is so
Yo,
I'm like, all right, bye.
it was
No
funny
more
for me.
phone jobs for me. Nope.
I'm never doing that again. But it was funny, right? Because like now I have this like professional phone voice, which is hilarious. But then like I think the like what was hilarious, what was fun about our job, and what kind of backfired was everybody up until like the director was like under 30. Like when you have a whole crew,
Yep, that's how it ends up.
fam, we was going nuts in that place. We was going nuts. Like, and payday was the worst.
Oh,
Oh my
because
god,
those jobs pay really well.
they were decent. Yo, I was doing all right. Yeah, and
I,
then
I'm
yeah,
sorry, Ariel, were you the one I was telling the other day about my pay schedule at the call center job up here?
Yes.
Got paid twice a month. So
mm,
one check would be 3 weeks worth.
mm,
And because apparently there's some rule in Massachusetts that says you have to be paid within the first 2 weeks of you working.
Mhm.
So since sometimes it would be 3 weeks out, they would give you like a signing bonus kind of thing, um, for the equivalent of your first 2 weeks.
Okay.
But what they would do is when you would go to quit and you did your 2 weeks, they just wouldn't pay you that amount. Yeah,
Okay.
so
So it's like,
they would just try to get it on the back end. So when I quit that job, I told my I told my supervisor that I was out, and he was like, "All right, so you didn't tell me, but what you're gonna do is take a couple days off, use your time, and then after he's like after the 2 weeks or whatever, just call in and just tell me you're not coming back. No 2 week notice." He was like, "Because if you don't, you won't get paid." And I was like, "You're a real one.
see,
I appreciate you." Because I would have had to pay that whole. It was like $800 something dollars.
jeez.
Excuse me. Yeah, like I hated I hate being on the phone. First of all,
Yeah.
so me working in a call center is already tragedy. But I love the people that I work with.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it was really good people. I to this day, I still see people like there's a couple that work there, husband and wife. They now work for the T. Every time they see me, hey, yo, Chris, what's up? Hilarious. We
yeah,
just,
I'm still friends with a few of my call center coworkers, both from Jacksonville and up here.
yeah. It was funny, like you say, you wanted to go ahead and left me. I got fired while I was on vacation.
Oh, oh
Like,
no.
yeah, like, you ever come back to write ups for times you wasn't in the country?
Oh, oh
Oh,
no.
That's hilarious.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Like, so I had like 3 write ups back to back to back. I'm like, yo, I wasn't even here. I came. I came back in that place all confident, like, hey man, yeah, I'm back. What's up? What up? Just came to get my check. And they was like, can we see you in the office? Oh
That's
man.
hilarious.
Back.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me see. So Phoebe said, "I worked 2 jobs while at BU. I was uh, I was an instructor in grad school, and engineering school was just a whole struggle bus of working and commuting. I grew up mad poor, had no money for college, but was told repeatedly that any college degree, excuse me, would be a ticket to a better life. I applied early. I applied early decision to BU so I could potentially save money on application fees. It's easy to say I should have gone into a trade or state school, but if I went that route, I'd probably still be in Iowa and it would just be a bad way. Anyway, yeah, it's clearly a hot button issue for me. I'm fine. God stay keeping me. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to be laughing at that, but I don't know why I chuckled at that.
No, that
Um,
is a lot. Like that's the thing too. Like so,
yeah,
it is what they sell you. They sell you go to college, get a job,
Mhm.
and you get a good job, and that's it. And like you really don't know. And this is something my wife and I talk about all the time. How like you don't know what the real possibilities are because like you don't know exactly what kind of jobs and like careers are out there. Like you get sold on like 3 or 4 things, and that's it.
yeah, yeah. I think like what Ariel was saying earlier about going back and doing things over. Um, I definitely, if I had gone back to school, like if I could do it over and I still went to the same school that I went to, I would have majored in graphic design,
Mm-hmm.
because that was one thing. So I didn't major in graphic design in the first place because I was told that you can't make money,
And that's exactly.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in that field. Um, I didn't know how to consider the source back then.
Right.
I was told that by someone that knows nothing about graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
As
That's the
much as I
thing.
love them, as much as I love them, they know nothing about graphic design.
And that's the thing. And like I think like and what they were doing was like trying to look out for your best interest, but like
Yeah.
in looking out for your best interest, they're deferring you on something you were clearly made to do.
Listen,
Yeah.
I wanted to go to BAA. I didn't.
Me too.
I didn't want to go to school to.
My
And
mother said no.
same. My parents were like, absolutely not. And I told my parents, because this is the type of child that I am. I was
Mhm.
like, Mom, the audition is clearly God wants me to go to this school. And she was like, that's great. Get on the bus and go.
Mhm.
So I was so me,
Listen,
my bus monitor's daughter were gonna go to the audition together. We were practicing together because randomly she'd always be at school with us. I don't know why. Anyways, but but we were always chilling and we would practice. We're like, we're gonna go kill this audition. We're about to get in BAA. My mom was like, you know, BAA up at that school that you go to.
listen. This is how like listen. I went downstairs to Fenway. It wasn't even a change.
Yeah, for you it's the worst because it literally was the same school.
It was the same building. I just wanted to go up to play some drums. Like that was it. And I was like, no, like
Yeah,
never let that joint happen.
nope, wouldn't let me. And then you hear the whole, oh well, music, yeah, can't really make money, but this and that. And so I've heard that all my life. So I was like, well, what else do I like to do? And now look where I'm back at.
Right, look at me disgruntled.
Writing songs and stuff. And I'm like, see, I could have been a contender.
Okay,
Could have been a contender.
I could have learned music theory.
Yeah. I mean, even though I was
No.
doing that in the school I was in, but it's not the same. Not the same. I didn't take it serious. Well, I've always liked playing the background, so I never really let anyone at my school know that I could sing. I did just enough to keep the A in chorus. So my chorus teacher was talking bad smack because I was in honors chorus, obviously, because I was
Right.
like I'm being honors. I'm just not gonna let you know that I'm like I can actually do it.
Mhm.
But my other teacher knew because the teachers changed. So the teacher before she came knew, like, no, this girl's like really good. But then when the new teacher came, I was like, haha, I can play my joke again. So I just fell back. So she was like, oh, I don't know if you're gonna make it into the state chorus because we had to audition. It was a part of being in honors.
Mhm.
I don't know. But she was like bigging up all my other classmates. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Went, did the audition. Guess who was the only person in my class who made it? And I was like,
Hilarious.
oh, the person who wasn't. Oh, okay. Oh, because my sight reading it wasn't good enough for you. Oh, okay, that's fine. But she didn't know I'm like old boy from Drumline. Like, give me a few times to practice it, and I'm gonna beast it because I'm gonna all the parts. Just give me a little bit. What's the line? Got it.
Right.
Let me see. Otis said, I started my first year as a graphic design major, and I was told the same thing. So I switched to the communications, then marketing. Excuse me. Yeah, I wish. See, that's one of the things. Like, I wish I had known what I know now, because communications was an option at my school as well, and they also had a radio station there that I think they were starting to use again. So I would have gone that route as well, or at least I would have looked into it. I wasn't trying to be like a news anchor or anything like that. So I was like, they're not just news anchors. There's so much to learn in communications. Kenneth said I wanted to be a rapper. Candy the Chipette.
Hilarious.
And Danielle Blair, the principal,
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah, we push kids to take the safe route instead of encouraging gifts and dreams. I think it happens more in low income or Black communities too, because we can't afford to be experimenting.
Yes. Chris and I actually were just talking about
Yep.
that. We were talking, Chris had posted about this dude who talks about, your GPA and all that, and everything he teaches, it's just a lie. And it's just a money-making system. But it's funny because, like what Danielle said, it's true. Like, no, go to school, so that you can get this here regular job and pay these here regular bills and have a regular house and just be okay. And that's what we're sold because having that, like, well, you already don't have much anyways, like just get this safety, like don't dream, don't do this, and if you do want to dream, go play basketball or football. Like that's what we're sold.
And-
And the kids, the kids with money. I've changed what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna show that I went to a Metco school and I'm a little jaded. I'm not gonna do that on this episode. But anyways, the kids
No.
who came from rich families but were getting like F's in school,
Yep.
always getting in trouble, now are CEOs and straight making bank.
Yeah. Because of who they're connected to.
Exactly. And little old do good Ariel's over here like, one day the Lord's gonna come and take me home because I'm tired of this life. Like,
Yeah, you know what's funny? And here's what switched for me, right? And briefly, here's what switched for me. Like you're brought up and taught that if you follow the rules, there's benefit to following the rules. Like you're taught that there's like there's reward in that there, you get further along for following the rules, for doing the right thing, for for falling in line, for lack of a better term. And when you find out that there isn't, like something in your head like snaps and you're like, okay. Because because it's like, well, why follow the rules when the people who didn't follow the rules are farther along?
Yeah, and that actually, excuse me, this actually kind of ties into another topic that I've been wanting to get into. I just haven't figured out how I want to go about it, and that's the topic of trailblazing and creating something for yourself. Excuse me. And I even kind of, when I was first thinking about the idea for that topic, I was going to bring it to you guys, but then I pulled back because I was like, well, is this just something for me that I want to have a conversation about, or is this something that is really good for our audience? Like, is that something that the people that follow us would want to be a part of? I see my mother's name, and I'm not even gonna look at it just yet.
Yeah, she just read you real quick.
Yes, she did.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, books, just books.
Lord help me, Jesus.
Oh, that was great.
Lord, prepare my heart.
Oh,
So I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna read it in a second. But just to
gonna burst into flames.
But yeah, so like ownership and blazing your own trail and things like that, because I know for myself, like I've never been like a stay in your lane kind of kid. You know what I'm saying? Like if something doesn't make sense, or if it's a rule that's there just for you to have rules, I will break that rule because I think it's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I would change what you said. And you are a stay in your lane kid.
Yes.
But you are like, your lane.
Yeah.
You're not a stay in the lane, I'm telling you to get in.
And also, but this is also a discussion of consider who is telling you where the lane is. Because a lot of times people who are telling you to stay in your lane don't want you to exceed them, and don't want you to get anywhere, essentially. Like I think they want you to play, so they either don't want you to exceed them, or they think they're helping you play it safe and be happy. And I think the other thing is, like, as a society, what we value, we make people do. So like we value a good job, a house, or the 2.5 kids, the dog, all that foolishness, right? Knowing that like everybody's path doesn't follow that cookie cutter mold.
Yeah, and I know that well, I'm not gonna say I know, but I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and I believe their motives are pure. Or at least I'll say that their motives are pure, and that they really just they want to minimize the struggle that we have to face, because it is difficult to blaze your own trail.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I
But
think I was listening to TD Jakes talk one time, and he was talking about his granddaughter. He was saying how, like, or his grandchildren, and one of them loved doing things like never wanted to be in the family pictures, but always wanted to kind of like take the pictures or help in the background, also kind of stuff. And he finally had to tell his daughter, like, don't try to push her to get in the pictures. Let her do what she's doing, and also put her in management classes and put her in. He was like, because you have to pay attention to what the children are actually doing, because usually that's where their gifts lie, and that's where they'll
Your
thrive.
kids will tell you exactly what they're gifted at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, listen, if there's one thing I know, like, I'll pause and laugh because I'll just watch like what little kids um like where they lean towards, and even down to a baby. Like my niece, I was the other day I was singing and I realized she was singing with me. And I'm like, you're one. Like, but I would hit a note and she would be right there with me. Sound like screaming because she's one, but I finally understood. I was like, oh yeah, this little girl really is like, she loves worshiping and is a worshiper at heart. So now that I see that, I can help foster that since I know I'm a worshiper. Like,
Yeah.
And I'll also, give the benefit of doubt in that I think we learn to develop the tools to see these things where, it may not have been the same for us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, your mom is killing you right now.
Yo, relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me go back to what you said before.
See, flames. You just burst, just combust right now. Just combust.
Yo, it's so unnecessary. Yo, relax. Yo, let me live. But yeah, that's a conversation that I want to have in the future. Now is not the time because we're getting ready for Christmas. Santa's coming to town, and he has a list, and he checked the list, and he wrote on the list, and he wrote with charcoal.
What?
I don't know. I
Just,
forgot.
Please,
I forgot what Santa does.
Change the subject. Just
I don't know.
Oh,
Santa's Tim Allen. Tim Allen wrote the list.
Oh my God.
Tim Allen Santa.
Yeah, Tim Allen killed Santa, so he became Santa. And
I do remember that movie.
Yeah, and now he has a list.
And it was with The Santa Claus was the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. What were we talking about? Before my life got thrown into the comments.
Everything.
A very deep conversation about career paths and the status quo and raising children.
Oh.
Yeah.
Candace just said, "Don't be an elf on the shelf," and I just have to say something because it made me laugh forever. Saw a picture, and it was, the little, like, y'all heard of Elf on the Shelf?
The meme, yeah.
This one was, y'all heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you heard of Caillou in the Bayou? And died.
I saw that one today. Yo, Kyle got a mad big head.
Oh, I laughed so hard for so long.
Caillou in the bayou.
The little things that give me joy. Caillou in the bayou.
Yeah.
Oh, those things are
Alright,
great. Whoever
yeah.
started making those memes, thank you. Thank you. A little.
Let me see. Let me go back. Let me go back to the comments.
Let's see if you.
Otis said most millionaires didn't follow the status quo. I wish I
Nope.
would have spent more time focusing on my passions in the past. Like Chris said, I was told college was the only way. Thankfully, it isn't too late.
Right.
Yeah, very true. That's why, like for myself, I'm really pushing to do some of these things that you guys have, and not just you two that I'm on Zoom with, but people watching that know me personally. Like I had to realize that what is success for me, like in my heart, doesn't look like success for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at the point where I've gotten to the point where I feel like I will not be able to survive unless I'm creating all the time. As much as I love my job, I was telling you guys earlier about my call center job when I lived in Florida. As much as I love that job and I love the people that were there, and I made good money for being there. I mean, like I said, I had a whole half hour taken off of my check every day, and I still made more than enough to cover my apartment, no roommate, and my bills and all that other stuff. I just wasn't good at managing money, so I still screwed it up. But it was good money, you know. Um, but I remember telling my manager one day. Don't remember why we were talking about it. I think we might have been talking about, um, decorating like our space, and she knew I was into art, and so we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm dying when I'm here, and I just said it because that's how I felt. Because you guys know, like, I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't mean it one way or the other. It's just that's how I feel.
Right.
And when I said it, I saw it like in my peripheral. I saw everyone that sat around me just put their head down. Like some started laughing, some started shaking their head, and I saw my manager look at me like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm dying." And then that's when it clicked. I was like, maybe I wasn't supposed to say it like that. And I was like, "Nah, I mean, it's cool. I like being here, but the colors, like, I need colors." And I was already like, I had already put myself in a hole.
In too deep. Right.
Dang it.
But but yeah, like if I'm not, like, I'll do whatever I have to do, but I can only do it for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not creating, if I don't feel like I'm moving forward, like in whatever area I need to move forward in, I'm going to make things bad for myself where I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make things bad for me. So you got gotta keep pushing forward. Yeah. So
I
Christmas, guys.
I think I've turned into that kid from Master Chef Junior who'd be crying while he was cooking. That's
I'm
me
like,
at work. I just every day.
I'm like, that kid was just making fries. Like, if you crying over fries, you shouldn't be on that show.
Tell you.
He was deep frying some French fries. Like, I was like, fam, you got other issues. It's not the fries.
Yeah, work.
The world is scary, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this here vaccine.
I did not want to talk about the vaccine.
I said that's a whole topic. We're gonna talk about that.
I do not want to talk about the vaccine.
Okay.
I was just like, I'll dance around everything else, but as soon as you said that, I was like, no, 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 no,
Can
no.
you imagine? I had to have a meeting with my manager talking about it. And he was asking me, like, how do you feel? And I just sat like this. Say nothing.
Listen, I just smile in Tuskegee.
That's
I saw
Oh,
I can't remember which one of our friends it was, but on Twitter I saw someone say something about code switching,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought about it and I was like, I haven't had to code switch in a very long time. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I got the switch anymore.
I mean,
I would just have to tell him, and I'm not gonna tell him now
I think
because
that
that's why I didn't want to go into
I
it.
think it's a survival mechanism, and it only comes up when you need it. So
Yeah.
like you don't need it right now. So
right.
I thank God that I don't need it.
And I think, I mean, I've had this talk too about listen, y'all know me. I'm me, and I bring everything back down to like why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to please white people? That's just my whole like shtick. I'm not, and I think
I'm sorry, real quick. So, and this is actually another topic that I was thinking about. But did you see that video with James Baldwin? And I can't remember the woman's name.
yes, Nikki Giovanni.
Nikki
Yes,
Giovanni.
when she was telling him to lie to her,
Mm-hmm.
like when I saw that video, because she was like, you lied to the white man, you lie to this person, you lie to that person, and then you come home and it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw that, I was like, yeah. Like I mean, I'm not bringing no strange energy home to my family
Right.
or nothing, but just keeping it in mind for the future. Like when I do have a wife to come home to, I got to make sure that I'm not building up all this negative energy, code switching and whatnot, and then bringing all that back on her.
Right.
So that means everybody just gonna have to feel that fire when it's time.
I said everybody gets it.
They just gonna have to get it. They may not like it, but they're gonna have to get used to it. But yeah, my bad for cutting you off.
But yeah, no, I just saying like at this point, I am a severe anti-code switcher. Like you just gonna have to you love it or leave it, and if you leave it, don't ask it for nothing.
and the thing about it is, like, not code switching doesn't mean that you're gonna be acting super ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
You're not putting the extra emphasis to uh anglicize aspects about you that
yes.
aren't necessarily there. Like that is what code switching is for Black people. We are anglicizing our speech, our everything to be more appealing to those in power, quote unquote, to give us things.
Yeah, anglicizing is now in my lexicon.
Mm.
I got to keep that. I got to keep that one up there.
It's one of the most beautiful words I've ever like. Just go like it encapsulates everything.
All right, so excuse me. With the little bit of time that we have left, like I said, I did have a couple of questions marked down just for something to go to if we didn't have to. But I actually did want to ask you guys this question, and then we'll wrap up after this. What have you learned about yourself this year?
That's how you want to end this? All right.
Who's going first?
I don't know.
I was like, if you guys need to, I can answer it for myself.
Sure.
All right. And I didn't fully think about this beforehand. I was hoping that you guys would answer so I could think about it in the meantime. But I'll hop in. So one of the things that I learned about myself this year is that I'm okay.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was where it started. I had to learn that I was okay. And then that had to grow into I'm more than okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but I was talking about my mental health journey this year, and um, like I've just been doing so much better with it. I still have my issues. I still struggle in some areas, but how I view myself has changed drastically,
Mm.
which I'm very thankful for. Um, I did have another question to kind of go along with it, and my answer kind of goes in with that, and that was like, what have you learned about others? So for myself, you don't have to answer that question. But for myself, and this is what helped me to realize that I'm okay, is when the quarantine started and everybody was panicking and everybody was tripping. I think that's when I realized that everybody is going through something. You know, I only know what I'm going through because it's like it's stuck in my face all the time. You know what I'm saying? But but a big part of why I was struggling was because I felt like I was being left behind. You know what I'm saying? And it was my fault that I was being left behind. And then when everybody else started bugging, buying up all the toilet paper and stuff, I was like, oh, all y'all are crazy. Just like me. I was like, oh, we're all bugging.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, okay, I'll be fine. And I think that was where it started. And I'm still regaining a lot of confidence, a lot of my confidence. But a big part of that for me is gaining new confidence, because I had to realize that my anxieties have been around a lot longer than I realized,
Mm.
like from childhood. So I've never seen myself um how I should have. So I'm learning how to now. That was a lot.
That was yeah, that was super deep.
Um do you guys still need a second? Because let me see, I see Otis commented. I can go to his comment first.
All right, now go to the comments. I got mine, but yeah, go to the comments.
All right. Actually, Candace commented as well. She said, I learned that God is really for me.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
is.
And Phoebe said, "God, stay keeping me." Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, Phoebe. I didn't see that one first.
Yeah, that's the phrase that page.
Yeah. Let me see. Otis said, excuse me. I learned to overcome my own negative self-image and to embrace who God has called me to be.
Amen.
Yo, if I never told y'all before, Otis is my twin brother.
Mm.
Like when I tell you, like, since I've known this dude, and I met him when I was living in Florida. We were both in Florida. He's still down here. Different cities. But it's like it's like we struggle with similar things. We come from the same city. We struggle with similar things at almost at the same time. And we come to like similar revelations around the same time. Um, I'm super thankful for this dude. Excuse me. And I don't Otis, I don't talk to you all the time because I just be giving people space. But if you didn't know, I love you. I just had to say that.
Oh, hey man, it's that kind of year, so yeah.
Hey, 2020. Tim Allen's coming down your chimney.
Oh Jesus.
I'll go.
Oh Jesus.
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came
Oh,
Oh man. So I learned while Lawrence catches his breath.
I'm sorry, you can go.
I learned that God has equipped me more than I give him credit for. I think that you know, in this time of pivot and in this time of change, God is like let me be like really key in some really strategic pivot moves, uh, just in and around the institutions I'm a part of. So I think I'm always like, I know I can do stuff, but am I as good as such and such? Or I know I can do it, or but like people don't be seeing my talents, or this like I'm always they don't see me, see me, and God's like, chill. I gave it to you, just use it, and your talents will bring you before kings, like just like my word says.
Mhm.
So I think knowing that God has equipped me more than I give him credit for, and it kind of speaks to you know how I view God and what I need to work on in my viewing of God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's dope. Excuse
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 2020. Boy, what haven't I learned in this year? Uh, I think the biggest lesson for me is that um when God says I'm his daughter, like I'm his beloved daughter, he means it.
me.
Um, and more than that, I've started to finally realize how important like who God said I am is. Um, and fully starting to embrace who I am in God. And I like this year, so talking about like anxiety and stress and all those different things. Um, like if you know me, you know this year has been rough for me, like absolutely rough when it comes to anxiety and depression. Um, and I finally realized, like it finally clicked that the anxiety and depression came from trying to be who God has not called me to be and trying to hold on to what people have said about me, and also being afraid of who God has called me to be because it just seems so big.
Right.
And like Chris was saying, can I really be who you said that I am? But just in the little things that he's told me to do that I've done, like the little steps. For instance, even with just my podcast and putting that up, like just being obedient in that and putting it up where it seemed crazy because it's like, who's listening to me or whatever. But God had already told me, he's like, no, like you are a voice to the nations. And I'm like, cool, in the middle of nowhere, Rhode Island. Sounds great. Like, like the little things because we just see what's right in front of us. But he just used that one little thing to be like, it may seem small to you now, but look at the bigger picture. And when they did tag on Spotify, just pointing out lessons, like when I got that wrap up and it was like, yo, people in other countries are listening to this,
Yeah.
like, so even though, okay, yeah, I might not have millions of listeners, but there are people around the world who want to hear what I have to say. What is that? And God's like, I already told you who you are. Like, so now walk in who you are.
Right.
Try to walk in what anyone else thinks about you. Like, be you. And so that was the lesson of this year. And 2021, don't be surprised if y'all like she acting brand new. No, I'm acting like myself finally.
That's right.
So
I like that energy.
I like that too.
If you throw in like a door kick, just you know what I'm saying. You just see a closed door, just bah, you know what I'm
That's it.
saying, and then come through like I'm me.
what about the
That's it.
Kool-Aid man? Just yeah, just run through.
Now I'm the Kool-Aid man.
Oh Jesus.
I'm gonna just run through the wall.
I see. I saw a shirt today from someone who I don't know if they put it out yet. It said, "I am the reason and the occasion." I was like,
Mm,
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
I'm not mad at that.
Listen, man.
I see Isaac's joined. What up, Isaac? Long time. No,
Mhm.
welcome.
Is there another comment? I don't see another comment.
It says Isaac Resende is watching with you. That's what I just saw. So I said hello. So
Oh,
the people watching.
There you go.
what's going on?
What's up? What's up?
All right. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean that's it. That's it for this episode. It's been fun.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
I honestly I honestly wasn't sure if I'm not gonna say we because I've also learned that we can, but I wasn't sure if I could keep this up. You know, sometimes you guys had to keep me in check, and I appreciate that. You know, that's why I know we can, and I know that we will be able to continue to do more,
Oh yeah.
more in the future. Um, I have, I'm planning some dope stuff for us as a link, um, and just like Ariel's gonna kick down a door and let them know who she is, we're kicking back doors open for us, and we're gonna remind everyone who we are.
That's it.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? A random thought that I had. I can't remember if it was 2012 or 2013. But do you guys remember we had our own phone app?
Yes.
Mhm.
It's funny you brought that up because I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, wow, like we really are pioneers. We just have to keep going. We just have to like trudge forward. Because now that Kevin on stage is doing it and everyone's like, oh man, this dude's like building his own app. It's so crazy. I'm like, if we did that years ago, like
Yep.
Yeah.
it's still, I think it's still on my iPad. Like
That's funny.
Really?
iPad, yeah.
I need you to send me some screenshots of it. I was trying to see if I can find the pictures of it because I know I saved some, but I don't know where they are. I mean, that was like
It was
probably
years
like
ago.
Oh
yeah. Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say it's probably like 6 or 7 phones ago for me.
We had
Phone numbers.
it had what's it called? Like radio on it,
Yeah.
listen to music, like it was just streaming music, all this other kind of stuff. Like it legit is kind of what Kevin on stage is doing now. And like we did that. And so, you know, we
Yeah.
lived, we learned, and then got loves. Yep. Mhm. Listen.
All right,
So
everybody. Let's make sure you leave some cookies out for Tim Allen.
oh Jesus.
Oh man. All right.
Uh,
Please.
leave some cookies out for Tim Allen. He's coming down your chimney, snatching your people up.
Fam. Anyone come down my non-existent chimney is gonna have an issue.
Is that the balcony next to you, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you go. That's where you gonna find him at.
Hey man.
While you're making a beat, he's just gonna be watching you.
I'm 5 floors up. You're gonna have a long way down, cuz.
Oh man, Rudolph will catch him.
Did you say Rudolph?
Yeah, Rudolph. Rudolph changed his nose color to blue. He crippin' now. Phoebe said, "Thanks for the great soundtrack convo while I work. More on unpacking my apartment. Appreciate y'all. Phoebe, thank you so much for all of your support.
Yeah, thanks for holding it down, Phoebes.
Yeah, I know I'm the only one that doesn't know you outside of this. So I want to let you know that I appreciate you. Candace, Otis,
Yeah, thank y'all.
my mother, my brother, all of our friends from Holy Tab, all our friends from KEC, and anyone else that I may have forgotten to mention. Janine,
Family, they be popping in.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
yeah, family. Sometimes my nephews have watched with my brother, so shout out to all of you guys. We love you all, and
Shout
we
out to
will
your
be
nephew
back.
inviting you about today.
Huh? Oh yeah. Shout out to my nephew for reminding me what day it was, because I would have been signing on at 9:30 if it hadn't been for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back. Was it 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Yeah, about 2 weeks too. Yeah.
Yeah. January 5th, the first Tuesday in January 2021.
And I'll be on vacation. So if you see a great glow on my face, that's because I'm not doing work for my job. So just expect that energy when we come back. Oh, because I will be happy.
Oh man. Yeah, and if you have an idea for something for us to talk about when we come back, we're still checking the messages. We're still checking the comments. So go ahead and leave that. And we will talk to you guys in a few weeks.
Hey, and be sure to, share the page, share our YouTube, all that good stuff, subscribe.
Yeah,
jump
do all
in.
that.
We still want to get up to 1,000 likes.
Leave us a mention, all that, yeah.
Yeah, we love it. We love all of it. We love y'all.
Peace.